In a life-threatening situation, the average person's heartbeat can be upwards of 175 beats per minute. A well-trained tango is able to stay cool, keep calm. Their heart rates can be 70 to 100 beats per minute.
Welcome here, Talent League Titan Series Day 3. I will be your host for this amazing day with Games 5 and Game 6. Obviously, good games are cooking, but obviously, I'm not going to be here alone. Noctish, my analyst, how are you feeling today?
Hello there, people. Welcome to the Talent League. I'm feeling awesome right now. Again, we have another night of Siege, and I cannot wait to see what it holds for us.
I mean, I can't wait either, as all these teams playing today on Day 3. It's the first game for all these teams, and we've only seen them in the qualifier. So, for their group stages, a lot of eyes on them because they're both in the group with the T1 teams, TT9 and Heroic. The first game, TT9, they want to see the weaknesses, and it's going to be able to punish them. So, this is a very strong game, and with Apex on BT team being the first entry, and obviously Shalom and Replay switching around with the entries on Team 82. I mean, there is a lot to prove and a lot to show to all the individuals watching. But Noctish, any predictions or outcomes you think this game could have?
Actually, that's one of the hardest part. As I said yesterday, 2 days ago, it's pretty hard when you don't have the enough stats to put your prediction based on. But the thing is that we know Team BTD has played in Game Without Borders and also Talent League Season 7. So I'm going to slightly favor Team BTD, like 50%, 51%, 49%.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, I've seen Zarek play, and he is a member on BTD, and I've casted him many times before in the same and different rosters, so I know the experience he can bring to the team. But I mean, Bank, Team 82 on the attacks are already a bit of a downfall, favouring BTD like we just said on the defense. You saw Bank, you saw Heroic play on that. Maybe they could take some strats, but I'm surprised it's being played, and we're not saying Oregon because these two teams very comfortable on that map.
Well, I'm going to say I'm happy that I'm not saying a Oregon tonight, so that's 100% win for me. But joke aside, yeah, it's actually been the bank has been banned by BTD before 2 times that we have the record. So yeah, it's kind of cheeky that we are going to see bank be played by these two teams. But on the other hand, there are a lot of VRDs on the game, so I'm actually excited to see what is happening.
Yep, I mean, Bank, I love this map, and it was like when we saw Constant when I was in the pool, we used to get so hyped, so I'm happy for a bit of a switch up, and obviously not seeing Clubhouse or Oregon, but I mean, this is a really important game, and obviously, as I said, these two teams haven't played, so I mean, the IGLing and the entries are really going to have to pull through because, obviously, as I said, TT9, there are a lot of eyes on them, and on a map like Bank, it can expose loads of weaknesses and obviously strengths, but I mean, as I said, this game will be a very good one. And the casters being Uncooked Pasta and obviously Velocity. How are you guys feeling today on this amazing Day 3?
Doing very good, Squishy. I can't speak for Uncooked, but myself, I'm very excited for this game.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking forward to get into it, and I have to say, love a bit of Bank.
Totally agree with you all. But like, obviously, casters, you're going to be the one talking about round by round and a bit more in depth. Whoever is going to be on the analysis side of things. But what are your outcomes on a map like Bank with a team of BTD and 82?
Personally, for me,
I'm just saying it's tough. We might see an overtime. Personally, you know, these two teams. Looking at quals, they were very equal then. I don't know whether they played Bank, but these two teams have looked pretty equal throughout qualifiers. It's going to be a very close game, I feel like.
Velocity, any thoughts you want to add on?
Going into this game, I mean, I think I can't speak for Uncooked or yourself, but I have to favour BTD here. I mean, they've got some very good players. We're looking at the likes of Apex, who have played in things like Yukin, and they've played at LANs, and very skilled players and very knowledgeable players. You know, I'm excited to see what BTD can bring to the table, but what Team 82 can obviously do against this side of BTD.
And obviously, like a map like Bank, like Uncooked Pass said, overtime, bit of ping pong. I think we might see between the rounds, attack and defensive sided. Because obviously, defensive sided map, especially if Cade's going to be on the board, that is a complete different story. But won't hold you guys for any longer. Casters, take it away. First game on day 3.
Thank you very much for that incredible intro, Squishy. And in case you missed it, I am Velocity, joined by Uncooked Pasta. Uncooked then, on to Bank, here we go. We are excited. We don't get to see Bank too often. You know, it's not as played as much going into the ban phase then. I was going to ask you what your predictions on bans are, but the first one we're seeing is Dokkaebi banned by Team BTD. I can't get that right. Well, what are your predictions for the next, for the next bans?
Well, I think we might see a Dokkaebi ban. For the others, I don't know, you might be seeing an Ossa maybe. Jackal and Flores are both very strong bans on this map. There's a lot of things we could even see Thatcher come across, but I think that's less likely. And also Nock as well, who's also just a very, very strong attacker. On a map like Bank, there's a lot of ways that you can sort of flank the defenders, and that presence reduction gadget is just going to be perfect for, you know, slipping through those cracks. So Dokkaebi Nock going off the board, not necessarily too surprised about it. Mira as well, very, very strong operator on a map like Bank. There's a lot of angles that you can hold from cross-site, from cross-map, looking towards that basement that she can be especially useful on, and Solus is just Solus. I don't really need to go into that much depth there.
Yeah, I mean, all the bans I would say are reasonably default, especially the Solus ban on this map. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
So Solus is a bit too OP for her own good, I'd say. I don't know about yourself, but I'd say she is a bit good.
Yeah. No, that is for sure. She is pretty good. So looking towards this first round, obviously we do have those bans coming through. And we are going to start out with Tellers and Archives from Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs, which is not a site that I would expect, to be completely honest with you. It's often the site that you don't see on this map. So to see it coming through straight away here is certainly raising my eyebrows. As for the operators coming through though, this sort of defensive composition, we're seeing something pretty standard. Den bringing along the smoke, obviously no longer has the deployable shield, so proximity alarms going to be coming along, but we can also see Rustin bringing along the castle. Obviously, you mentioned Apex had some Yukon experience, but let's not forget about Rustin as well. Was on ambush. They had a bit of a stint inside of NPL themselves. Very strong team. And we've had Cat Solar, who's been in the trenches of Italian Tier 3 for quite a while. This is a very stacked lineup here. So looking towards this first few rounds, this is really the test for me to see how this game's going to play out, because 82 are no slouches themselves.
Oh, 100%, I have to agree with you. I mean, I am also very excited, like yourself, to see this Teller's site. We don't see it too much. It is normally the one that's kind of left out the most, and well, we see it as the first pick for Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs, and well, now we're going to see it hopefully in action. As mentioned, Rustin is on the castle, maybe going to be trying to cause some damage with those barricades, and maybe even with the little shotgun. You know, we don't see too much action of castle nowadays. Only on maps such as Cafe and Bank, but it doesn't matter. Kiz shuts down Apex, the one that we were talking about at the start. The one to watch has been taken down already from a very nice shot.
That's certainly a kill that I mean, Kiz is going to be pretty happy with that one. I'd be gassed.
Well, I think anyone would be happy, especially with from a very nice shot of that. It was obviously was quite a nice shot. Apex didn't really get much of a fair trade, not much damage, but one more comes out. Alex finds herself taken down, and well, now the man advantage is restored, but it doesn't matter. Rusty has found one more. Replays taken down.
Yeah, this first half of the round has now fallen away, and we're seeing an advantage for Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs. And while the pressure and focus from the attack is still up here on the top floor, the site, as we said, is on Tellers and Archives. It does appear there might be some sort of technical issue here for the side of Team 82 that is not providing much favour. Den can get very aggressive, but not going to be able to get anything done. Just like that, Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs take every single kill that they need. And that's the round.
Yeah, wow. It all happened at once. 3 kills in very quick succession. And as you said, Barneys and Trusted Dinosaurs did, you know, just sort of collapse. And, well, we are just going to maybe take a break here. Oh, no, wait, he's back. Robbie disconnected, so, but does not matter. He's back.
Where is he?
I think so. I believe so, yes.
I have no idea.
I think he is. He's picked Diana, so I'm going to take a stab in the dark that he's back, so that's always a good thing. Well, as we were saying then, Barneys Dinosaurs, they did play that very well. Yes, they did lose Apex quite early on in the round, and, well, then, well, kind of they bounced back reasonably well, I'd say, and, well, then they did their thing and got 3 quick kills at the end, and, well, they closed up the round to make tellers, and, I mean, Team 82 didn't even really get a look at the site, let alone a kill.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't really get that look in. They were still kind of stuck on the top floor. Issues with Robbie or not, it was a very strong defense from Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs, who had a lot of that top floor pressure coming through. And I mean, you've got to say that's just unlucky from Apex, to be honest. Like, it's sometimes you just lose those. Obviously, there could have been a bit of a better shot, but that's just outstanding work from Kiz.
Most definitely, and well, Kiz is just, you know, Kiz is doing Kiz things. But obviously the Azami in play. I don't think she was in play last round, so we get to see her for the first time, and well, she is quite overpowered on this I think
she was last round.
Well, either way, we are down in the basement. We are all the way downstairs, so she is going to be quite useful and very well.
For sure.
Most definitely going to be useful for this side of Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs.
Yeah, absolutely. Cat Solar bringing that one along. And I have to say, just another point about Kiz is we saw them, especially the match of quals that I casted, we saw Kiz be a massive presence for the team. And that's a very early opening pick. Cat Solar with an impact taken out Robbie. And the vertical angle still being pressured here, Velocity.
Oh, he is going to try and get refragged here, and he's going to play slightly aggressive, more than what I'd say is probably needed. It doesn't matter. He is going to block off the vertical holes with the Azami barrier, and now Kiz is going to be pushing in. He's going to push towards the top main stairs, but little does he know there's no one upstairs, and they've got the whole top floor control to themselves, and, well, everything's slowed down now. They've gotten the first kill, and they've realised, hang on, we have the man advantage. Let's take this slow, but 3 playing all on this one side, and, well, we do see a Pulse in play, so we know a C4 could come out, and Apex, you know, we saw a glimpse of him there, but he is going to be playing very, very aggressive on these stairs alongside Den, who, you know, this could be lethal there. That could be absolutely lethal if they don't drone properly. Well, then it's not going to end too well. And Kiz does drop down the hatch. He's going to be looking to maybe try and clear anyone out. And again, no real presence from Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs. And now they're in a position where most of the map control is in the favour of Team 82. On the top floor is going to go to the side of Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs anyway, because they are right in the basement, but nonetheless they should really be trying to have a little bit of presence on this middle floor, and replays 5-1. Cat Solar taken off the board. The Azami, the one we were talking about, Uncooked, he was we thought he was so crucial, and well, now he's gone.
Yeah, Robbie with a disconnect, obviously that's not going to affect this round because he did already find himself taken out of it. So with 40 seconds left, this is really crunch time for the attack of Team 82. You can see they're opening more angles, Diffuser rotating in the form of Kiz towards those blue stairs. They're looking to try and find a push in towards CCTV, but they're caught out by Zarok on the pulse scanner. BTV should be aware of this.
Most definitely. I think they will be aware of this as we see the Echo does move. Or he does move the Echo drone to maybe try and counteract anything. And one of the things goes, the stuns goes out. And, well, the Pulse isn't aware, but does find a very, very nice shot to replace. C4 goes out. Surely this finds the 8, but it is shot in the air. And, well, now one more dies, and it all falls. Rastin takes the last one. Shalom is now left, and it's Alex. Does take down one, but can't close up the round.
Yeah, very, very scrappy. Just took too long from Team 82 to get that attack really started. And they didn't have enough time, especially we saw that C4 come in from Den, kill the plant, or another kill comes through as well. There's absolutely nothing you can do in that situation. So, as we do look to get Robbie back in the game, I just have to say this, yeah, that attack just took a little bit too long to get off of the mark. And another thing for me, I think, is the plant position. They didn't necessarily have the best They didn't necessarily have the best cover. Obviously, 1C4 came out, but you had Replay on the other side of the map, slow walking through the site. Obviously, you know, you can't really expect that everything would happen with the team, but in that 3 versus 3, you kind of need to be supporting your team, because a 3v3 is far, far, far different than a 2 versus 3.
It is, and well, time was their biggest enemy there, as we put it out right at the start. They took the top floor control, and they started to slow things down just ever so slightly, and I think they slowed everything down too much, and it allowed BTD to sort of rotate back to site, evaluate what's going on, realize, okay, this is what we're going to be doing, this is how we're going to counter it. And I mean, we did see Apex and Den in a very, very I think it was Den at least, in a very, very aggressive position. We saw one in the elevator and one just on the main stairs, and well, it was an aggressive crossfire. But then they realized they're not going to be pushing down the main stairs. They realized where they were going to be pushing from, and well, then they just kind of rotated around that side.
Yeah, absolutely. The adaptation from Barney's trusted Dinosaurs is impressive. They're showing that strong sort of IGLing, that strong sense of cohesion in the team, that they can make those plays happen.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, I think that's something that Team 82 are struggling with. It looks like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
However, then it looks like they're struggling to sort of execute what they are doing and how they're going to do it. Well, this side of Barney's trusted Dinosaurs are, you know, clearly countering it very, very well. And well, now with, you know, we're getting to the points where Team 82 have to kind of start to pick apart. They should be getting to the point where they can start picking apart this defense of Barney's trusted Dinosaurs. And well, now hopefully we're getting the rounds closer and closer, or even closing 1 or 2 out.
That's the goal, isn't it? Obviously, we're going to sort of the tertiary site here, you would say, but again, Bank is a very nebulous map when it comes to attacker side, defense side, and which site is actually in the meta. It's, even though we said Teller's Archives is a not as common bomb site, it's still pretty balanced. Like, I don't necessarily think that there's a bad bomb site to defend on Bank, especially if you play it correctly. I don't necessarily think that there's any bad site to defend. It just depends on the strategies for it. So with both the teams looking like they are ready now, we're going to hop back into the game finally and head to Staff Room and Open Area. And this one's actually pretty good for defenders as well. I don't really know where to place
Defenders, protect
which
your bombs
site
being
is
defused by attackers.
the shoe-in here for Team 82, because you would maybe think Teller's Archives, but we saw from that first round
Attackers have located a bomb.
it's not as easy as it might seem.
No, most definitely. I think one thing that, I mean, what I have picked up on from Team 82 is they are really struggling with the drone work. And I mean, I think last round they had like nearly all their drones like in pocket, not even pre-placed. They were all in pocket, I think. And they really, really struggled because they played on lack of info, so they had to face check everything. And well, against a team like Barney's trusted Dinosaurs is not going to work.
Yeah, especially when you have that intel coming through from the other side. You have Zarek playing the pulse, for crying out loud. That's
Wall fortified.
so much more intel, and you can get it live as well. You don't really need someone sitting on a drone on their cam. They can still be in the action, very quick to get off, very quick to, you know, throw that C4 like we saw in the round. Throw that utility, make sure that they're part of the gunfight as well.
Most definitely. Well, off to Open Area then we go, Uncooked, and well, what a sight, as you said. It is quite defender-sided, but I mean, we haven't seen too much of Team 82, and well, they, by all accounts, could be full of surprises, so let's hope they bring something here. We are seeing the line being brought, which could lead to some interesting moments alongside the Jackal. So, I mean, maybe a little link up between those two, a quick little scan, a quick little line scan, and a quick little Jackal scan will potentially become maybe a strategy, maybe? Nonetheless, though, one smoke, one toxic babe. Yeah, but most definitely, I think it is 100% possible. As I was saying, Toxic Babe goes out, and well, now only 2 left in the pocket. It was quite early for it to come out, with only about 2 minutes left on the clock. Now they're in a bit of a position where they may not have a lot of denial, and one more is going to go out as well. And well, we see one, that's Cat Solo finds himself. Oh, sorry, Cat Solo finds 2. Sorry, Kids and Replays off the board, and one more goes out. Robbie refrags straight onto Apex, and now we're looking into a 3 versus 4. Barney Trusted Dinosaurs with the man advantage. However, what can they do with this man advantage? All 3 Toxic Babes are now out, and now with only a minute and 30 left on the clock. Whoa, Deb with an amazing shot onto Alex, now putting it to a 2 versus 4, and now Team 82 really gonna have to claw back what's left of the track, and maybe are gonna struggle, but Shalom says no thank you, closes down Den, and now it goes in this, now Jackal, sorry, is going to be looking to try and take that top 4 control, and well, it's all gone wrong for Team 82 with a C4 coming out, taking out Robbie, and now it's all up to Shalom. Isn't going to pick up the diffuser just quite yet. Is going to make sure all the holes and all the vertical plays are clear, and now diffuser in hand on Cooked. It's all going wrong here.
Yeah, it's another round like we saw in round number 1 for Teller's Archives, that it's all being played out on this top floor. Team 82 aren't getting a look in towards the site at all. And you've still got 3 players left on the side of Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs. There is time for Shalom to drone this, so he's not going to go in completely face-checking everything, but obviously positions can change, movements can change, and hopefully he spotted that goo mine as well on the door. However, shooting it will give away the position. It's a very, very tense situation. It's a difficult balancing act when you're in a 1 versus 3.
It is. Well, as you said, 1 versus 3, but he is going to find one, taking down Zarok, and now is a 1 versus 2 with only 13 seconds left on the clock, and now it is going to just be a struggle for Shalom. You know, is it possible? It's not impossible. We have seen other players do it before. Can he do it himself? He does with some shots, isn't aware of the player behind him, and now it's all going to go wrong. Katsola with the 3K to close out. It's
very strong round. Very strong round from Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs, and I have to say, a lot of that was won on gunfights. We could see actually pretty good usage of, say, the lion scan. Den was scared inside a janitor. Every time that lion scan came through, he had to use the Toxic Babe to stop himself being swung from the corridor so that he could keep watch on all the other positions, because that top floor is so isolated when the lion scans come through. Perfectly played there, and it just shows that they knew that Den was in a tough position, how they were still able to swing and get those kills, but they were able to waste that utility down. So this now, they have the experience of the first round of the half, that first defensive rotation. They haven't been able to get a round across. However, they're still positive to build on. And one of the things they can do is, now that they've learned these sites once, it looks like a very, very similar setup from Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs as we saw in round number 1 here, defending Teller's Archives again. This is a learning opportunity for Team 82. Obviously, this time they don't have Robbie, whose game is crashing mid-round. It should hopefully be a bit closer, and maybe even 82 get around on the board.
Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs really don't like playing CO, do they? They haven't played it once. I don't know. I mean, it can be a pretty weak site when especially if an attacking team knows what they're doing. And that's the thing, 82 know what they're doing. They're just not winning their gunfights really at the moment. Exactly. It's not necessarily any sort of strategical failures. Yeah, they might be taking their time on the roam clears, like we saw in that round 2 in the basement. But for the most part, they're doing pretty well here. They're just not able to actually connect the shots. So for a team that knows what they're doing, CEO is very difficult to defend when you're against an attacking lineup that can play back. Most definitely, and as you said, 82 do know what they're doing. They are just not winning their gunfights. I also think that comes down to, as I said at the start of last round, a lack of information. They are playing with nearly all the drones just sat in pocket, no pre-places, no flank cams, no nothing. So I think that does come down to a lack of droning as well. But as you said, it is CEO is quite a hard site to play against a team that knows what they're doing. And as said before, 82 know what they're doing. I was talking about poor droning, but we saw a nice little bit of drone work and coming out here, and well, now Canton Wall's been opened. Now it's all starting to speed up for Team 82. They are now aware of Zarok on the Valkyrie playing on the main stairs just towards open area, and well, now it's hopefully going to maybe lead to a kill, but we're not too sure, and now it's all starting to slow down for Team 82. They were in the building, and now they're struggling once again.
Apex does take a bit of damage, Zarok as well, but for the most part, it is just clearing these positions. Shalom finds the first, taking out Catsola, a hero of the first round, not able to get the second though. Rustin finds Shalom through that tight angle, through the briefcase, or not the briefcase, through the bookcase, and then finds one back. BTD once again answering back with kills of their own. 82. They're just, it's the positioning as well, right? They're not necessarily able to get these refrags. However, Kiz has found his way, I think, into the bomb site. There might be a plant coming through soon.
I think there will be, and beyond his C4 going out, that is going to be creating the vertical holes, and Den is playing very aggressive here for a smoke player. He is still going to be swinging the windows, as we saw, and Kiz going and trying to get a plant down, but will he be able to succeed? I'm going to guess he will, yes. He can, and he has succeeded. Rastin does find one. Kiz off the board, the planter, and there's Robbie struck down and finds Rastin. It's now all looking up for Team 82 as Robbie finds one more, but Zarok claims replays, puts Robbie into 1 versus 1. He got off.
Why have you got off the rappel?
Why have you got off the rappel? You've given Zarok a free round, and Zarok defuses. Team, these trusted dinosaurs take the round, and I'm not gonna lie, Team 82 kind of threw that.
I don't understand why you get off the rappel there. I mean, like, yeah, he had, like, I think he was possibly able to long arm it anyway. There was like a bit of an angle where he can actually be shot through the breach that they'd made. But you're playing a 1-speed operator. You're not going to be able to make it in time. You're not going to run round.
I'm really not sure what the thought process was behind that. I mean,
it's just panic in the moment, isn't it? Like, you're in that 1 versus 2, your teammate dies in the map, and you suddenly think, oh rats, I've got to, you know, get in there, I can't just bait on rappel. But yeah, honestly, that kind of was what needed to be done. It's unfortunate sort of prospects of this, and well, BTT, they're confident now, that's for sure. Look at this composition. Den on the Kavira, we've got Zarok bringing Tachanka along, and obviously the sort of standard usual suspects, Warden, Jaeger, Goyo, very standard on this basement site. But yeah, Den and Zarok have caught my eye with those 2 operators. Obviously, Den's going to be finding that sort of position off site. In fact, let's try and play a game. Let's try and hunt where Dempster is, because he's hiding up on the top floor. Like, he's got to be top floor. Zarok as well, you know, has these Tachanka, has the Shimika launchers, has opened up an immense chunk of the site, and yet Den's up on the top floor. Look at him go.
I think you mentioned on the Zarok picking the Tachanka, but I think he's going to become more of a first choice operator now over Smoke, considering he brings you know, entry denial went well, and now also and a deployable shield, which Smoke can now no longer offer with the new update. I'm just excited to see what Den can do on this Kavira. I mean, we maybe an interrogation. We're never going to know, but Warden's shotgun coming out, no MPX, no P shooter, which is, you know, not unusual to see. As Kiz straight into the building, maybe
pretty good as well, yeah.
Kiz in the building, maybe listen to no droning, and well, could be caught out here. But Kavira, Dent still sat behind the desk and isn't going to be moving. Adamant on playing this position, and now it's kind of given Team 82 this square control, and they are going to open the hatch with relative ease. It's 3 of them out here, and well, Apex and Alex do hit off a trade, but nothing too serious. You know, man of Adra Storm, nothing can really come from that.
Yeah, Rastin's just here on the blue stairs to play his life, as Den's still creeping now up the stairs. We can see the silent step gadget activated.
Oh, no.
Just trying to avoid those drones. Obviously, we said that there might be a bit of an issue with those drones beforehand, and this could yet be another instance where the intel isn't quite there. Den dips inside a garage as Rastin finds 1, finds 2 with the shotgun, finds another. Den might not even be needed
3.
here. Barneys trusted Dinosaurs. 5 rounds now. And it just stalwart defense from Rastin on those blue stairs. That's why Warden's got the shotgun, baby. That's what we wanted to see. And they're staring down the barrel of a 6-0 half. I thought this could be close. This is a smattering.
Well, I mean, at least my prediction for once will be right. As you know, if anyone's ever watched any of my casts, all my predictions half the time are wrong. But nonetheless, I said I believed in Barney's trusted dinosaurs, and well, they are proving me right. But Rastin, how are you allowing him to get a 3K with a shotgun, and let alone get a 3K? Play that close with 3 of you there. How is that allowed?
Well, that's the Mossberg. I don't know what to tell you. That gun hits like a truck.
Located a bomb.
And well, we know the range is completely broken on it. We've also got to mention how is Den not droned at all. This is what I mean by lack of drone work. I understand they took the top. They only needed to take top square, but no one had any idea where Den was coming from. And
they probably had that flank drone, you know, inside a janitor, but by the time he makes an appearance, there's already, like, Roslin's already got a 3K, right? So if there's someone flanking, you're dead either way. I don't think Den showing up when he did really made that much of a difference.
No, it didn't make much of a difference. But all I was gonna say was there was a flank cam. That was in around the area of where Den came from. So I don't know. Honestly,
that's those chaotic moments, isn't it?
It was.
That's the chaos. The comms get scrambled. Easily done, right? Especially when you've got, like, Rustin's 8-1 right now, and that's the NPL experience coming through.
Most definitely. Well, Rustin is really one that's kind of not shocked me, but one I didn't particularly have my eye on too well. Den taking a lot of damage and is kind of forced now to back up and play slightly more passive, but he isn't gonna listen, and he isn't gonna do that. He is gonna continue playing aggressive on the main stairs, and Cat Solar opening up head holes to play maybe a long angle here. No more long angles on Consular. It's fine. We'll play it on back. Line scan out, and well, doesn't find anyone, and well, they're all going to be trying to take the top floor control. Den with the shotgun. We've seen what Rastin can do. What can Den do with it? 1 minute and 40 left. One toxic babe out, and 2 more left in pocket. Apex taking a lot of damage. A good trade for Kids though, as he takes less.
Yeah, there's the shotgun though. Robbie being down, kills back and forth. However, Replay finds one, but the rest of his teammates are down. So they're going to be on 20 HP. Robbie now picked up. He's still in a bit more of a dangerous position inside of stock. But we get a bit of a chance to breathe here. We saw a lot of aggression coming through. Then not able to secure those kills he found with the shotgun necessarily. So on this site, I mean, I was just going to... Oh my god, that nearly just killed Replay, just a straight up random
that was too close to comfort.
Bang. Yeah,
that was way too close to comfort.
I clenched when I saw that. I thought he was gonna die to that. But...
I think we all did.
Oh, Cat Solar!
Oh no! Cat Solar, how have you... That should have been Cat Solar's kill.
That's unfortunate.
That should have been Cat Solar's kill, but no. Kiz to deny and strike down Cat Solar. Now it puts Barney's trusted dinosaurs in a 2 versus 2 rather. Team 82, all very, very low HP, and I mean we were talking about maybe a 6-0 half. Could this be the caster curse? Could this be? No, Apex had other ideas. Shuts us up, takes down Kiz, and now it's up to Replays and Robbie, both under half HP, and well, on the site, have defuse in hand, can quite easily go for the plan, but do they have time? Well, Apex does take down Replays, drops the diffuser. Can he find one more to deny and make it a 6-0 half? That is the question. Robbie, no diffuser in hand, no time. It's gonna go 6-0 to Barney's trusted dinosaurs. Wow. I really thought Team 82 could have taken a round there, but no.
Yeah,
6-0 half uncooked.
BTD are a different beast, it seems like. And heads up to the analyst desk, you guys might need to be prepared a little bit sooner than everyone expected, because this has been an utter walloping, and we are going to see World Tour of Bank, top floor coming through from Team 82, which is again a site that we didn't see BTD come through on. Obviously, it all comes down to personal preference within the teams, really, especially on a map like Bank. Every site is kind of balanced when it comes to that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
We should be looking at maybe 1, 2, or maybe even 3 rounds for Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs. You know, looking towards round 6, where you had the players of Zafia get off of the rappel. I'm not going to say which player that was, even if I can remember, just because they're gonna be feeling pretty down about that already. But it is just those little missed opportunities that's put them in that situation. And that previous round again, they're in a 3 versus 2, but Apex finally strutting his stuff. You know, was sat on a goose egg for a lot of that first half, now finally coming through to the forefront, looking towards the attack now as well, as the defense is a pretty standard lineup. Den's brought along the Amaru, looking to close this one away pretty quickly, I would say. As you can see, sightlines open up from the defense. It's pretty standard from the side of Team 82, as we've kind of seen throughout this entire thing. They're not necessarily doing anything too out of the ordinary. It's been Barneys trusted Dinosaurs that have been breaking molds, and with the Amaru coming through, that's certainly another way that they're doing that.
I'm most definitely feeling a bit of an Amaru jump in through a window, but nonetheless, we are seeing CO for the first time in this match. We didn't see Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs play at once, and well, now we're seeing Team 82 being the first sight for them. And well, question is, can Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs attack us? That is the real question. And well, I'd say this Kiz pre-fires takes down Apex, and well, this could be the, dare I say, comeback already.
I think that's a little bit too soon to say, but another thing to notice is we see Den rotating around through the basement. They're looking to try and get pressure from every single angle onto the bomb site. Are Barney's Trusted Dinosaurs. They want to completely surround the defense of Team 82. Obviously, the defense do have that player advantage for now, thanks to Kiz's wonderful pre-fire, but damage coming through back and forth, and Den finds out Robbie. So that's now, it's been traded back. Den's now causing a nuisance downstairs, fully rotated through the basement from the other side of the map, now back on this western side, has taken a little bit of a trip around the entire building, you know, just sightseeing, maybe on a little bit of a holiday. Zarok nearly tested here as well, as we can see now. Den back over to the eastern side, looking towards Square, going to go up those stairs, potentially find a bit of pressure on the other side, as 82, they are not focused on this side at all, and that shows. Shalom being taken down, but that's a very long angle. Kiz finds him, but Katsola taken down. Replay in the meantime. It's a 2 versus 3 essentially, as Den finds himself injured.
Yeah, Den down, but not out just yet. Raston maybe looking to, almost definitely now, excuse me, looking to pick up Dent once more. Does rotate around. And, well, now Kiz still playing on the long angle, but it doesn't matter. Kiz finds one, Zarok off the board, and, well, Kiz is playing very confidently here and very dangerous. Alex finds one more. Dent now down, completely gone now. Was down first and now gone. Alex, a slither of HP, though, is forced to drop down the hatch. And, well, it is 2 versus 2. However, both players on the side of Team 82 are both very weak, unlike the players on Barney Trusted Dinosaurs, who are full HP. It doesn't matter. Cat Solo finds one. That's Kiz off the board with a very, very nice shot. All up to Alex. Going to be going down to a post-plant situation now, and well, we now see him jump out the window.
This is so over. They've got the post-plant. They've got the player on rappel outside. Alex is on about 2, maybe 3 points of health. This round's done. It doesn't matter what's going to go here. This is going to be a flawless victory, 7-0, because Alex, like, there's absolutely zero way of clutching this.
Well, I wouldn't say there's 0, but I mean, okay, we're talking
Katsola. There's 0, categorically 0.
Katsola closes out for. Katsola does close it out, and well, now it's 7-0 victory. Uncooked. Wow.
Yeah.
I did not think we would be seeing that today at all, let alone that's just 7-0.
Yeah.
We have to give credit to Team 82, though. They did put up some very good rounds, and well, now.
Yeah, it just wasn't. They couldn't quite get them over the line, right? That's the main thing. It wasn't quite there at the end, right? Yeah. They were so close so many times, you know, thinking about that round number 4, thinking about that round number 7 even, you know, they get it from the 5v2 to the 2v2 essentially. You know, Kiz had a pretty good game, especially, you know, towards those latter rounds. You've had a lot of players kind of pulling their weight. They just weren't quite able to fit it all together into that jigsaw puzzle of success.
Yeah, I mean, well said. But nonetheless, what do we know? We're only casters, so we're going to shoot it back over to our analyst desk where they'll go a bit more deeper.
Thank you very much, Uncooked Pasta and Velocity, for what would I say? Obviously a great cast, but the game, maybe there is some things to work on for the team of 8 to do as a flawless round, a flawless win, and we saw many more of that. Obviously, analyst to my left, I think it's that way. Yeah, no, it's that way. That way, Noctish is obviously going to be with me on as the analyzer for this, and I mean, overall, what are your thoughts on that entire bank 7-0 win by BDD?
Well, I would say rather disappointing. So yeah, we all love to see a lot of a lot of rounds being played, etc. Blah blah blah. But unfortunately for us, it was only a 7-0. But of course, I'm going to give the credit for BTD. They played amazingly, actually, kind of flawless, I would say. So that was great.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, as you said, BTD, props to them. I mean, the experiences they bring, Apex as the entry, and obviously Zarok, like I said, he has the experience behind the scenes. But let's start round by round. I mean, round 2 on the side of BTD, because we're talking about Team 8 to a bit more about their problems, which we saw behind the screen. But BTD, quite an interesting lineup on that bottom floor heading on to round 2. And I mean, it's all to stop that plant, and it worked out perfectly with the round. We're not just. What are your thoughts on the lineup which BTD brought?
So they played Echo playing shotgun. That was the first thing actually caught me, and then Azami Pulse with the addition to the roster. This actually lineup was very important to me to look at, because Pulse actually gathering all the infos very fast with the heartbeat, Azami with blocking the line of sight from the attackers, and then Echo for the possible block on the diffuser on the plant. So the lineup was actually interesting for me. But the thing is that, in my opinion, it didn't even come to the potential of those operators to see, because there was huge problem on droning, communication, and team play. So maybe even bringing simple ops from BTD could have done the round.
Yeah, I mean, obviously now on to Team 82 side, because that was a general just lack of droning, communication, teamwork, especially on the roam clears, where we saw in round 2 and round 3, like we said, there was 6 drones in pocket and only 4 out, when there was 1 minute 10 left, I believe, on the clock on that second round, where we saw that interesting Echo shotgun lineup. But I mean, round 3 was something else. You're playing a roam clear, and I've got to be harsh. You're playing a roam clear, smoke in janitor, 1 minute 10 left on the clock, and he's absolutely completely known of. And he finds a kill, drops back, and he wins the team the round with his smoke grenades. I mean, Noctish, I mean, you got to say something about that one.
I'm really happy that you mentioned that. Exactly, some positions we call them power position for our viewers who don't know why we are insisting on such plays. Janitor play, if it don't get cleared, is such a strong power position, because you have a line of sight to the long desk, to the CEO, to the hallway, and possibly to the top square. So the person that actually plays in janitor can have 3 to 4 line of sight, and then also being able to drop down back to the small room open area. So yeah, not clearing that place was a huge loss for Team 82, because one of their players got actually caught up by a smoke. So they had the info. If there was good communication, good teamwork, that place could have been done from a multi-dimensional push from the 82.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking more on those rounds. I mean, round 3 we saw, Doc's death, and that really led to Team 82 having a chance to really come and pull through. But again, they just aren't able to capitalize. And I mean, like we saw in round 4 with the Sophia on the rappel, the entire situation.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just really tough to look at when you're from my experience. And I mean, Sophia absolutely boshed in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, Noctish, there's not much to say. There's 20 seconds left. They've got the plant down. Sophia's on repel, and there's no eyes on the diffuser.
It always caught me on when we say 20 seconds on the clock, so you remember the Pengu line actually. So, but joke aside, the thing is that yes, when the plant is down, and you're 2 versus 3, the plant is down 40 seconds on the clock. You need to position yourself perfectly. You're either going to have the vertical control towards the diffuser, so you can deny the diffusing, or you're going to have a very long angle to being able to cut the people completely safely. This is what happens. This is something that Zofia had, playing on the big windows outside the map towards the diffuser. It was a potential win, doesn't matter. And remember, there was 2 players on side of BTD with less than 50 HP. So it was winnable, but what happens to the Zofia? Zofia abandoned her position, and going straight into the ATM, trying to get a better angle, which they lost around, which they caused around for Team 82.
And just to remember on that, she had some useful leveling, the concussions especially, which do, if you know Siege, can stop the person trying to defuse. So, I mean, if she just kept in her position, just bad timing. There's a lot to unravel with that round, like Not just said.
I'm really happy you mentioned that. Being the game sense that we all talk about is actually knowing the potential of your operator. It's not only guns and opening the walls and concussing people to see if there is someone there or just trying to push. Also, the potential that Zofia has is to stop the plant with the concussion mine that you mentioned exactly. And this is very important for me. This shows that people caught up in the moment and they couldn't do it right.
Yeah, just tripping over their own shoelaces. But following that round, it's another BTD win, like you expect. And this is where we saw Warden's 2K on the top of blue stairs. And like Uncooked Pasta said, I love to see, although the 1.5 on the MPX, we talk about that. I think shotgun, Warden, behind that shield, the util he had, great 2K win the round. That could have been an opportunity for round 5 to... on round 5 for Team 82 to maybe pull back, as a 4-2 half was still on the drawing board, and that's what I expect from a defender-sided map like Bank. But again, it's up to these solo plays, and round 5 you expect no different. Warden, shotgun 2K.
We can expect all of those players popping off with unusual gameplay. This moment was one of them, in my opinion. Warden playing on top blue. For the people that actually don't know, this is one of the most popular hold being played by T1 teams, especially on Bank. So the whole idea is to stop the blue push and also make people playing on the hatch nervous that, someone's going to push us. But what happens to the Team 82? They completely ignored even droning blue, focusing on the hatch into the server, and then Warden is slowly, very sneaky, coming up behind, getting it was a 3K if I'm not mistaken, and then closing the round with Kavera.
It's just, again, you say again, droning. We've seen that word come up every single round, apart from obviously the last round where they still lost, even without the drones. But Team 82, a lot to work on. And just on that, with that game actually being finished, BTD lead first on the drawing board. TT9 to follow. This obviously Group A is the standings. White Tigers third. Team 82 obviously at the bottom with still 0 points on the board. That being said, last point, round 6. This was not round 7, not the last round, but the last attacking round for Team 82. And like you guessed, they lost. And Team 82 losing a 3 versus 2 hold on, in my opinion, one of the weakest sites on that map. And without teamwork, lack of information, and just lack of just communication with the team, they just failed to lose that hold in sight. And Noctish, how many times do we want to say that this lack of communication is gonna really?
I can go all the day talking about the importance of team play, communication, and droning. But I want to mention something for our beloved viewer is that when you're attacking into the side, you're already in a disadvantage because the clock is against you. You are the team that either going to kill all the operator or the plant diffuser. So you are already in a disadvantage. But when you have an advantages by is it either by the plant being down or by the numbers of the operator, you need to chill for a bit. You need to gather information. You need to find the possible flaws, common crossfires from the defenders, and execute the kill or go for the plan. This is something that Team 82 lost in that special hold into open area. 3 versus 2, about 1 minute, 1 minute 10 seconds on the clock, but it's still they lost it.
Yeah, but I mean, round 6 was the same round where Smoke was still in the same place like it was in round 3 and still had an impact on that outcome. But obviously, with that being said, let's stop the rampage at Team 82 because that has been our first game, a clean 7-0 flawless victory from Barneys Trotters Dinosaurs, obviously leading Group A with number 1 next to them. Thank you very much, Noctis, for analysing round by round information. And with that being said, before we head to a small little break, obviously, next game is going to be Turkish Cowboys versus GU, as I like to pronounce it. And for the Turkish community, who obviously want to support their own team, head to Twitch TV, Ethem Abbey, all lowercase, and he will probably be a link somewhere. You can go on his Discord, find that out, and obviously support him because he will be supporting the Turkish side, and hopefully we can have a bit more of a prolonging and more interesting game as we did on Bank. But thank you very much. Hopefully we'll soon 35 minute break because obviously this game surprisingly very quickly as all of us didn't predict, but obviously we will do our best to bring it as shorter and closer to us in terms of time as we can. But thank you very much. Heading to a break. See you soon.